Today I'll be showing you how to replace the AC compressor on a Mercedes with an M112 V6 engine. Just as a disclaimer, you want to make sure that you have the Freon evacuated out of the AC system before you begin this job. To start, you'll want to remove the plastic engine cover just to give yourself better access. Next, you'll want to use a 17mm and a long ratchet to remove the tension from the belt and take the serpentine belt off. This is an optional step, but I went ahead and removed the left front wheel from the car. This just gives you better access because you're going from the engine bay to underneath the car, back and forth, and it just makes it easier to slide under there. Another optional step is to loosen the brackets holding this transmission line on. This will give you some extra room when you go to move the compressor out and to put the new compressor in also. And you're able to access and remove both of the AC lines that go to the top of the compressor from the engine bay. I used a U-joint socket and a long extension to get both of these. These are 6mm hex bolts holding on these lines. And another optional but recommended step would be to remove this low pressure line. This way you can replace another O-ring in the system. And this is just showing that line once it's removed and the two O-rings on either end of it. After that, you'll want to remove the other line that's going into the AC compressor. And for this, you're going to use the same combination of U-socket and a long extension. And you really just need that to break it loose. After that, you can just hand thread it the rest of the way out. Going back underneath the car, you're going to pop this line off, and you'll want to replace this small O-ring on the end of it as well. At this stage, you're going to pop the electrical connector off using a flathead screwdriver. And now you can start removing the 3 E12 Torx bolts that hold the compressor onto the engine. I was able to do this with just a couple different sizes of wobble extensions. Unfortunately, I didn't place the camera very well for this bit, but you can see in the top right corner, you're going to want to tilt the compressor up towards the top of the car and then pull it straight down and it will fit out that opening. Now the old compressor is out, you can move on to the new compressor and check the oil level by removing this 12mm plug in the top. This part's pretty tough, just getting the new compressor to line up to the mounting points and getting that first bolt started, because you have to hold the compressor up with one hand and then get the bolt started with the other. Once the mounting bolts are all tight, you can go ahead and reattach this smaller AC line. While you're down here, go ahead and reattach the electrical connector as well. And if you did this step, go ahead and reattach that transmission line as well. Now you want to go back up to the engine bay and attach the top part of this low pressure line. And once that's in place, go ahead and fit the bottom connection to the AC compressor. After you put your belt back on, you're going to follow steps to vacuum down the system and recharge it with Freon. I'm not going to go into that in this video because there are a lot of videos that cover it. But once that process is all done, you should be able to run your AC and enjoy your new AC compressor.